With San Francisco trading their true power back in Jordan Mason to the Minnesota Vikings this offseason, it was clear they were going to need to fill this hole this offseason, and they decided to do this in the draft, picking up the power back Jordan James out of Oregon in the 5th round with pick 9. And already he looks impressive, especially in his ability catching out of the backfield, but I think the best is yet to come once pads come on during this training camp and preseason period, because he's a true wrecking ball coming out of the backfield. He honestly reminds me of a player like maybe Frank Gore, maybe a little bit of Jordan Mason as well. So in this video, I want to dive a little bit more deeply into a player I think a lot of people are honestly sleeping on in Jordan James. I'm going to do this by going over his strengths, his weaknesses, as well as what we can realistically expect out of him heading into his rookie campaign. Initially starting out, the first thing you'll notice about Jordan James as a back is how he's built almost like a bowling ball. He comes in at 5'9.5", weighing 205 pounds, so this low center of gravity makes it difficult to bring him down, especially in short yardage situations. His height also allows him to hide behind his bigger offensive linemen and read which gap to shoot, and he does an excellent job doing this. Rarely will you see him miss an open gap, and once he does have to shoot a gap, he puts his foot in the ground and shoots it hard, something that's preached in Kyle Shanahan's offense. I also love James' ability to exploit really tiny gaps in his offensive line. Sometimes you'll see him find his way between just a guard and a tackle that are almost shoulder to shoulder in a similar way you saw Frank Gore used to during his 49ers career, and this may come as a little surprise as Frank Gore helped scout James. And like Gore, James doesn't have the fastest 40-yard time of 4.55 seconds, but he can stop on a dime, and this sudden change of direction makes it extremely challenging for a defense to stop him. Maybe they'll chase him down, but routinely he's going to hurt you. To really highlight this point, on this little stretch play, it does appear like James is going to be stopped for a loss, but he's able to stop on a dime and then change his direction quicker than this entire defense and turn this negative play into a major positive for his offense. Tied directly to this change of direction is James' lateral cut. He does an excellent job of pressing gaps in an offensive line to get the defense to flow that direction, and then at the last second, you'll see him jump cut outside of that hole, and then he does an excellent job of linking together his jump cuts. You also need to make sure you're bringing your whole entire body to tackle him, because he'll just run through lower body tackles like they're nothing, especially if they're just arm tackles. In that way, Jordan James is similar to a player like Jordan Mason. He's a true tone setter on the defensive side of the ball and is routinely looking to demolish basically anyone who's looking to tackle him, which I think wears on a team as the game progresses. On top of that, he's a perfect fit for San Francisco's running back room right now because they have a speedster in Isaac Guerendo, an elusive back in Christian McCaffrey, and now a true power back in Jordan James. Perhaps one of the biggest reasons San Francisco decided to draft James, outside of just his athletic ability on the field, is his consistency and durability he showed off at Oregon. Over the last 2 years, for instance, he was able to play in all 28 games, and he was highly productive doing it. So if Isaac Guerendo and Christian McCaffrey struggle with injuries like they kinda did last year, hopefully James remains healthy and is able to be productive in San Francisco's scheme. Outside of just running the ball, James also is pretty solid in his pass protection. He shows a willingness and a pretty solid ability to take on blitzing linebackers, for instance. And while he does need to continue to refine his technique to be successful at the NFL level, I do think he has the ability to do this, and early on in his NFL career, this will allow Shanahan not to take him off the field in passing downs, and this is especially the case when you consider his ability as a receiving back. In Oregon's offense, for instance, routinely you would see James targeted on little checkdowns or screens, and he has a great ability once the ball is in his hands. He understands where his blockers are going, where defenders are trying to attack him at, and he's able to really exploit the weaknesses of a defense. On top of that, he attacks the defense with the same type of tenacity he has as a ball carrier just coming out of the backfield. So overall, James looks like he's an ideal fit for Shanahan's system, but now we need to talk about the potential areas of concern. With one of the biggest just being his lack of length. While this is a positive with his ability to hide behind his offensive linemen, it does limit his catch radius. On top of that, he's not the fastest back. He only runs his 40-yard dash in 4.55 seconds, which will allow him to be caught at the NFL level. Still though, when I'm looking at Jordan James as a player, I believe San Francisco has found their next beast mode, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him make an immediate impact as a rookie. especially if players like Christian McCaffrey and Isaac Rendo continue to struggle with injuries. But now, I want to hear your thoughts about Jordan James entering this training camp and preseason period where I think we'll see the best of him. It would also mean a ton to me if you did enjoy this video to go ahead and like and subscribe, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.